Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this evening's talk. I can see people slowly joining in, and I probably will wait for 1 more minute for allowing people all joining in now. And my name is Rosa, as you can see on the screen. I'm the founder head teacher of WenLin Chinese School in London. It's my privilege to be invited to share what we find very practically useful for us in Mandarin teaching. So in a moment, I'm going to take you through what we find very, very useful for us in the past 4 months online teaching. More and more people joining now. I think we're going to get a start. Thank you. So on the screen there, you can see my contact detail, and then please feel free to send me questions into the Q&A section there. I will try to reserve some time to answer them at the end of the section. And if you have something that you would like to commenting on, feel free to use the chat room. And so teach Mandarin by Zoom. I think possibly a lot of teachers, you have used Zoom in the past few months for online teaching, either private tuition or the school environment. And we have been using Zoom a lot. We really enjoyed it. And so you possibly not so, if you're not new to Zoom, then you already know quite a lot of this. I'm going to cut it really short. So if you're not very familiar with Zoom yet, there's a few things I'd like to make a special mention about sharing your screen. And as you can see, when you click share your screen, make sure you remember to share your computer sound and optimize the screen there. So if you have got some music and videos embedded in your PowerPoint, and that's when your student is able to hear better sound. And the annotate area there, you can see the more window. Down there, you can disable annotation for others. We find a lot of times behind the screen, children tending to be curiosity, and they draw over your PowerPoint, and you do not know who did it, and it's not easy to take it off from the drawing. So to be in control of the classroom, if you don't want, when you are talking, you don't want children to participate in drawing yet, make sure you disable that before you start the lesson. And then you can always tick it again, allow them to start drawing, which I'll show you later. So the breakout room, here you can see, I just did a screenshot of these pages I want to illustrate, and you should be able to find them in the toolbars. And you can assign the breakout room automatically or manually. I tending to do it manually, divided by the objectives, their learning level, and the subjects that I want them to do. You can divide them manually by name and by your own teaching objectives. And there, in the security area on your toolbar, you can uncheck the share screen. So your student is not able to share what they want to share. And it's also a security feature for Zoom as well, is we have, fortunately speaking, the security on Zoom is really good. And in case if you have got intruder, and you uncheck the share screen, so they're not able to share what they want to share with your classroom. Chat, and I tending to uncheck the chat as well to stop children chatting in the chat room. And then also the annotate on the shared content, you can control that. I like my students to choose their favorite color. So when I allow them to annotate, to participate on the screen, and I can see whose pen did what, And so they all have, for the whole term, they have their own dedicated chosen color, pink, red, yellow, and then that belongs to them. Whether the rewards, stickers, flowers, or their drawing tools, that color is that particular child that I know. So quite clearly, and I know who is participating, answering on my screen. So this is only little tips that I find very, very important for when I use Zoom. And then now I'm going to, I can stop this share for now. Oh, you can see this is when children did some drawing around my, okay, stop share. So I'd like to start a polling vote, and please have a look at the screen to answer these questions. Can you see my screen? Thank you. I can see people start voting now. Brilliant. There's nearly half of the audience that is voted. Okay, thank you very much. This gives me a good picture of the audience. I can see more than half of the audience are teaching Mandarin, have been teaching Mandarin, and we have a very good division of how much teaching experience we have got here, and about half of the audience have used Zoom before. Well, thank you very much. This is the results of the polling. So I'm going to stop this now. Right, let's go back to my screen. Okay. So yeah, I find that technology and Zoom has got a big advantage is that we are able to illustrate a lot of things visually with much better clarity. So this one, we can inspire children to do the drawing, help them to remember these Chinese characters. And maybe some of you listened to my talk last year. I explained about how Chinese character formed and how we teach each character. So today I'm not going into the details, but this just shows on Zoom what we can do. So learning through fun activities. I actually was inspired by my son's little book. In that book, it says children have all different personalities. They were born interested in science or in art and in sports. So children have different personalities and they learn differently. And I was very, very inspired when I read that book to my child. So learning Mandarin, learning language, we all know is a very challenging subject. How do we connect learning a foreign language with what the children are interested in our school? And we apply that to try to inspire children and try to plan our teaching content, how we deliver the teaching around what children enjoy and like. So we did a lot of camp activities. Like this one is what we did in the summer holiday for cooking. And through doing these activities, children enjoy doing. We ask the children to collect some leaves from home in the garden to go to discover nature and talk about colors, talk about shapes in Mandarin. And physically, I ask them to find anything they can find organically natural from their kitchen and build art and talk about what they can find. We do a treasure hunt map and give them instructions what they need to find, inspire them to go around to physically up and down in the house to looking for resources and put things together, stimulating their creativity, but they emerged in the language, in Mandarin speaking language. They have to be using Mandarin to explain what they have done, how they put it together, and why. This is a science experiment we did from our own kitchen and shared on Zoom. And some cartoon pictures created with this app. There's lots of apps that you can use. This is the one what I used, called Comic Caption Meme Maker. And I'm not expert on this, but children knows how to do it. If you dedicate a homework to say, illustrate a picture and put some Chinese phrases and words you have learned from today's lesson, they know how to do it. So, and then they can display it and show and share in the lesson through Zoom, which is, they love it and very interesting. So, and that's the work they produce together. You can see children's creativity, and they have to use Mandarin to talk about what they have built, created in shapes and colors or animals. And so language is learned this way. And children, after the session, they enjoyed the activities because they interest in the activities so much, and they don't really mind the language immersion environment. They have to use the language to communicate. So, but they don't really mind because they really, really enjoy the activity. And then afterwards, a lot of students and parents commented to say children's interest in learning Mandarin significantly improved because of the fun activities they are engaged in. So now, feel free to take a screenshot of the following 3 pages, and I am going to take you through each of them to show how to use them and why and which area we find is very useful in teaching Mandarin. So this page, interactive tools for Zoom classrooms, we use these tools to create our teaching content, putting PowerPoint together, online engaging games to use during the Zoom sessions. And teacher enjoy to use them, and children really love to play with them, the games. So how we plan it is you have the opening session of revision, everything. We usually use a Kahoot game or Bamboozle game. Then for the revision to see what they did last week and if they still remember. And then we're going into the new content teaching with all the other tools we use the whiteboard, use some animation tools, and then to introduce the new content. Then you conclude it with some pre-designed games, again, Kahoot, Bamboozle, to revise, to conclude what we had done today. And including the homework is given and can be set with these games to complete. So this page, tools for students to use at home as well as for Zoom classrooms. And again, feel free to take your screenshot, and I'm going to illustrate every single one of them after this. So for the presentation, to put your teaching content together, I will go through with you, all of them with you again. So Zoom, the advantage for Zoom now, we all discovered that we can pre-record our teaching content quite easily. You share your PowerPoint on the screen, and you start do the recording, and you can record 2-3 minutes or even 50 seconds of what you want to do, and you can re-record it as many times as you feel comfortable with, and you can share it with your class to let them to pre-study it or do homework with it, and then you can bring it into your teaching next when the class is on Zoom. So I find that function is really, really useful, and then to support flip learning. For homework and assessment, I have some very exciting platform that I'd like to share with you. So these 3 pages are the resources I'm going to share with everyone today. Now, I'm going to stop this share now, take you to the web link that I want to share with you one by one. So, okay, this is called Math Learning Center. This Math Learning Center I learned from another Chinese teacher, and how you can do this is they have got different math tools to use, but this one I find is really, really good. You just move your cursor and mouse, that you can change the clock the way you want, and you can choose what kinds of a clock you want. This is brilliant for you for talking about time. We used to use a handmade clock tool to teach time in the classroom. That costs lots of time. With technology, these things so available, and you can share online. You can change it at any time you want, and ask the children to tell you the time in Mandarin. So this is great. And you have writing tools, and you have got text box tools, and then you can just play around with it to see what you can use on the during the classroom session, and it's instant. You don't have to prepare, and you can just apply it into your teaching, and so it's really, really quick and efficient to use. This one is auto draw. Very interesting is use the drawing tool. Say if you just draw something, and it automatically comes. Where is this? Okay, this one. So it should come up with something you can start over. Shortcuts, artists, start over. And you can draw something, and you can ask the children what you are drawing, and you can write the Chinese character, but you stop and you ask them what is going to happen next. So they can all tell you the Chinese character. You can test them to see whether they remember that, or they can use curiosity to attract their attention, and then they can tell you what you're drawing. And also, I don't know what's happening now, and I remember it has got automatic image comes up as well. Oh yes, there they are. So you see, if I want to draw this, and you can ask the children what might be, and they don't know what it is, but you can see on the top there, and then they say, oh, that's a heart, but you can say, no, actually that's an apple. And it just turns out that's an apple. So it's quite good fun. And then you can just say, now I'm going to do this, and then you can ask them to tell you in Mandarin what it is, and then they say, oh, that's butterfly, but no, actually it's fruit. So it's quite good fun to practice. It's a fun way to inviting them to speak in Mandarin, because the guessing element in there get everybody excited, really can engage their attention. And with Zoom learning, the trouble is you can't really see what they're doing behind the screen. And so very engaging, attractive games. You know that they eagerly participating. And then from the interactive response on the screen, their voice and then their annotation, and they're participating in the games, that you know they are with you, and that is the best time for their learning, of course. So this is the whiteboard. This one is our favorite. It's a whiteboard.fi. If you have got another device, you can try to participate. So you can just randomly give a class name, and then you can enable the waiting room. Then you can decide which child you want to get in, possibly. So you can enable your waiting room, And you can enable manual save mode for your students if they want to save what they have done today. We usually use it for dictation. And so the teacher, you can see. So now you can create a new class. So the new class, let me see. Okay. There we are. So now you got a link there. You can share this link with your students, and or you just let them to enter this code. If you have another device, would you like to try to go on this page? And then what I will do is copy this and share it in the chat. So if you click that link with another with your device, you should be able, yeah, one is already in there, and then I can allow them in. So on the teacher's screen, you're able to see which child is in. We usually have to ask the children to use their student name, of course. Then you will see all the children get into there, and then you can okay, there's only one student in here. And then when you want to do the dictation, you just call out what you want to do, and then they can write there. You can see their stroke order and how accurate it is. And you can see every child, and between them, if you don't share your teacher's screen, they can't see between each other, but you can see how they're doing. And then I usually comment on well done to them, so they know I'm watching. And this is a nice way you can do dictation. On the other hand, you can play a game, and teachers you can on the comment there, you can clear all students' whiteboard when they finish their writing, or if you want to do, and they also can do this, and you can push out to see. Okay, so and you can also push out your teacher's whiteboard. Oh, where is my board? Oh, there's another one. Sorry. Now they enter the in. And then you started this room, so you can also push out the teacher's whiteboard, and then they can erase teachers. No, they can't erase yours, but you can erase theirs. Well done, yeah. And then now you can, as a teacher, you can control what they're doing, and then you can export what they're doing into PDF, and you can illustrate what you can do on teacher's whiteboard. So have a play around on this on Zoom. I find it's very, very useful. But the child has to have another device. And also, if they use computer to access Zoom, and then they can minimize the Zoom screen and open up the whiteboard and to participate in this activity. So it's an interactive writing tool, and you can see what they're doing. Then the next one we can do. This one is the class tools. In there, it has got this quick slides function. And also I learned this from another Chinese teacher who shared recently with us. What I will do is I can bring up a content. Say, you can see there, you got the pen. Click the pen. Let me open up a content that I can copy and just paste in there, which is quite easy. Okay. Now I'm going to copy a paragraph of a text into that space, into that window. See, this is the text, but to make it, you got to make it one sentence or one word, the content for each slide to be on its own lane. Then position them like this. So now you submit. It's instantly create a slideshow PowerPoint for you. And then now you can test the children's reading. So saves a lots of time to prepare for your PowerPoint. So this is a great tool to use. And you can do English translation, you can do pinyin reading, and you can even use it for new content teaching and revision. So this is a class tools quick slide. This one, and is me and my school's big favorite, Art Chinese. Designed, I think it has been out there for maybe nearly 15 years. We discovered it by chance, by searching for engaging worksheet creation, and then we discovered this website. And then since the school opened, we have been using it a lot. And what's amazing is, you see, in here, all you need to do is to input what you want to input, Chinese characters. I'm going to just use this. That's the example. Use that. And you need to give yourself a file name. So I just use my class name and give a date. That's the file name. Then you do customize. What is in that window there goes into down here. And you can have a quick look at the translation. And it gives you the full comprehensive translation of that particular character. And especially for beginners, you do not want to confuse them with too long English translation, the very full set. You can delete some, just giving them what you want to give to them. The pinyin area, and you can choose if you want to add images for them or not. All automatic, fantastic. And then you can choose the options, whether you want the size to be small, medium, or large. For grown-up students or teenagers, I tending to use a small. For little ones, you use the bigger ones. And then you can choose, read through all this. You can change the colors, like for the Chinese color, or what I want to focus on. For the traceable ones, I make it a grayer, lighter color. And then for the written strokes and new strokes, I like to make it red to be very distinctive. And then you can have more options. Choose what you want, and then you do print. It generates the worksheet, and you can export it. You can export it to PDFs, and they look different when you have different options, choose different options. So you can export, share with your teacher, or print it out to give out to your student as homework, or you can actually do screenshots, put it into your PowerPoint to use for your class. So I'm going to close this down, and just to quickly show you the samples, what kinds of a format you can. It's brilliant. It's massive templates you can use. And then the resources on this, you can do Word, and you can say, if you just say more worksheets, massive bank of resources. They have, since the lockdown time, they developed the online game creator as well. And quiz maker, have a look at it, enjoy browsing them, open up to see the samples, and you're surprised to say this is just a treasure bank. Say, for example, the snake and ladders. What we do is we create our own words, put in there, and in the classroom time, we print it out for each child to have. And also another way is you do a screenshot, put on the PowerPoint. So everybody use a dice to play together, and then you can move on the PowerPoint, you can move your cursor along the numbers, the ladders with children, and to let them to read. And then you can display Chinese character, pinyin, pictures, and English translation. You can combine the two, or you can just show only simple ones to test them speaking, and you call out testing their listening and then reading, whether they can find the right ones. It's brilliant. And that option, just this teacher must be extremely experienced in Mandarin teaching, so they know what we need, and then they put it there technically, so efficiently, beautifully well. We love it so much. I paid for a membership to use it. You can see all this amount of work we produce for our teachers. And this is an online game thing. And you can see a preview of their game. You just, same way, you can input the words into the window there and just to generate. And you have got instant online game that you can play with your children in the classroom on Zoom, or as well as in the classroom display on the whiteboard. And also I think you can assign it for your student to play at home as well. So activities, bingo card maker, we use it a lot. Everything, the beautiful thing about this website, that everything is made so easily. You just also, you see this, my history, my words list history, the ones I created for each class. You don't have to input it manually every single time. Say, for example, I just use this. That's my history, the past list I did for other classes. As long as you can tell which one is which one, and you can use it for other classes or for other worksheets, other games. You just need to choose the list and it goes there by itself. Brilliant. You do auto add pinyin, auto add English, auto add pictures, all done for you. And you can manually choose suitable pictures for your students as well. Then you can choose how many bingo cards you want to print, play around with the colors and numbers and everything, and you have to give a file name to be able to save it and to print it. And you can see whether you want to print out the call-out sheet. Okay, so I have to be moving on very fast now. So have a go on that. It's really treasure. Brilliant for Chinese teachers. So this one, Ya Bao La, it has all the different functions you can play by yourself. But what I really love about is this pinyin.
Keng, 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 keng.
For in classroom as well as after homework for students to interactively practice their tones. So this one, many teachers use it, MDBG, and what you need to do, either you input the pinyin or Chinese characters, go there and you find the character you want, put your cursor on this Chinese character there, and then put your cursor again, open up there, click the brush. It will load the animation for these stroke orders. And depending on if you use Windows PowerPoint or use Apple Keynote, you save it into download, save the GIF file or Windows into the download folder, and you can drag into your Keynote or insert this GIF file into your PowerPoint, so you can use it when teaching Chinese characters or tracing. However, the font in there sometimes have got errors. It has got spelling errors because the font type. I contacted the developer before. They said it's because of the font they purchased, they use, and not always accurate. So if you find something awkward, say for example, let me see this one. If you find it's a bit awkward, what you can do is, see this one, instead of that standard font we like to introduce to students, this is a calligraphy style, and it's not ideal for teaching beginners, I would say, because they can't tell the standard strokes. And what I usually do when that happens, because the standard format, this is white background, it's clear, it's standard, we always use it. When this situation happens, what I normally do is this. You use Google And in the Google search there, put the Chinese character you want, leave a space. Then you type in the Chinese character 填 space 字. Then you do the search. You will easily find this blue background one, 汉字屋 animation. 100% is always accurate strokes, and so same way you save it into your PowerPoint for teaching, and making sure you allow the GIF file to load, and then fully load up, and then you右击 double click it and save it into your download folder. Then you're able to put it in your PowerPoint. So now this bit, teaching about Chinese character, we always talk about the structure, how important is structure. And a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we did a cultural event to celebrate a Seniors Day. Chongyang Festival incorporated culture into language teaching, as well as introducing a traditional culture to overseas children here. And then I created this to illustrate how Chinese characters can be dismantled and put together, taught this way. So I'll quickly play it for you. Okay, so as you can see, it's not the accurate stroke order of this Chinese character, but dismantle it this way. If you teach from the foundation of a single characters, and then how we try to illustrate it to children is like everybody like to build Legos, try to build. Building is fun, and dismantle it, teaching the root, and then break the character down, teach them the foundations, the strokes, the radicals, as well as the simple unique compound, the root components of the Chinese character, and then teach them how to build it. When they see a complex characters, how to dismantle it themselves in their mind, and that's make learning Chinese character, learning reading and writing much easier. So this is recorded. I use Keynote to produce it, and then when you share in PowerPoint, the position, the fonts all changes. So the best way is I recorded it, did the animation itself, and I recorded it with Zoom, and I uploaded it on YouTube, and I can illustrate it in any environment in the class. So it's very easy to Zoom record your PowerPoint. Now, next one. We all, possibly everybody is aware of Kahoot, a brilliant tool. Everybody likes it. Children all enjoy it. And you can instantly, if you're quite quick, familiar with how to design it, 10 minutes, you should be able to create a set of questions. You do not need to put pictures on every single question, because Kahoot will just do automatic Kahoot images for the game. Today I won't have time to invite everybody to play with us, but for revision and for conclusion of today's lesson, it's really brilliant. Also, now Kahoot introduced, I think for the single player, you can assign it for homework for child to do at home by themselves as well. And so Bamboozle is brilliant. One of our teachers discovered it. We're always keen to looking for the fun way to engage with children online. So we discovered this, and then since then we love this thing. And you can see a lot of them I didn't put pictures in there. To create it is really easy. Look at this fun game. You can pay for their Bamboozle Plus, pay a monthly or annual fee, very reasonable, and then you can use 10,000 apparently of this kinds of just pre-made templates. What I did is I just changed the text, changed the text. I didn't even bother to change all the pictures there. Then children just loves it. And then how you play it is brilliant. So you can choose the setting, how many questions in the set, and then whether you want to make it more fun, timer, how fast you want it to be, and then would you allow them to pass the question or not, lose point or not lose point. Yeah, and lose point tending to be fun, and quiz only is only quiz, but most children enjoy the classic. Okay, see, when you do this, and children really love between the team competition, they really enjoy it. And then now you can ask them to read, to translate, and you can correct their pronunciation. It doesn't have a time. You can pause there to revise and then to introduce new knowledge as well as you go in each questions. And then they have to tell the answer, and you check if the answer is correct, lose point or get points. Okay, and if they get stuck, and then you can give them the answer. See, and this is the fun bit between each team. On the top right here, you have got a pen. You can change the team name, and you can even give them specify how many points you want each question to go. And it's amazing, and it's really, really easy to create game. So let's cancel this. I want to quickly show you how to create a game. My games. Make a game. Okay, any title you want to be, and descriptions for your fellow teachers or anybody want to find it, then you make the game. You just put your questions there. Either you give English, want them to translate into Chinese, or you give them the Chinese, or you give them the pinyin, you want them to tell you the answers, and you put your answer there. With the Bamboozle Plus, you're able to do multiple choice, and you can choose how many points per question. This is brilliant how they did it. Is you can upload the image, and then down here they gave you a link for get beautiful free images, and these images are fantastic, very, very clear to say if you just want to search, and then you can, and they are all small size images you can put in your download folder, and then go back there. Sorry, let me close this down. When I open up so many windows, I don't know how to close it. Okay, now, and you choose a file from your download folder, and that picture is back there. And then I'll just quickly do something. You save, and that question is there, and you can add it, you can delete it, and you just add down the list of the questions you want to, and then it's auto save every 15 seconds, so you will never need to worry about you lose your creation. It's just so brilliant. We love it. Since we have this Bamboozle Plus feature, making teachers the time to make, I think, let me see the features. I think somewhere I can't remember. Games news, you can see, oh yeah, that was their latest development, and all the style of different games. It's just so amazing. Have a play about it, play around it, and I'm sure you will love it. With this Bamboozle Plus feature, I can create a set of 20 questions, 30 questions, just like in 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It's only your typing time. It's just so amazing. Big bank of resources to choose from to create your fun, engaging game. Play it on the classroom or online. Perfect. Just love it. So the next one I want to show you is the word war. Many teachers already know this, and I still have not tried to create anything. Why? I go into community. Go into the community, you can see what other teacher already created. What I need to do is, I just need to search, use my keyword. Then you will find all different kinds of games already created by other teachers. And then you just choose it, and then check the vocabulary, match with what you need. And then you can copy the link into your PowerPoint and just use it with your class. And simple and easy, especially for beginners level time. And then you can say you can find pretty much every single subject, single topic in this already, and then when they answered what it is, translated it or corrected the pronunciation, how you want to use it, you want to make a sentence with this word. After that finished, passed, you can eliminate. And they have all different game templates you can create. With the free package, you can create 5 different type of games, and you can erase what you made on the one template, and then you can reuse the same game. I think it's just so brilliant. Just enjoying this community for beginners Mandarin level is more than enough to use. And then otherwise, you can use the 5 game basic package to create your own. But the one thing I'd like to suggest is be careful with what game you choose. Each game model, they have a different loading time. Great fun. Some of them moves really slowly, and I think to be efficient and this one goes very, very slow, the train, and you can adjust the speed as well. I think some of them maybe just too much of game playing time, less of a vocabulary practice. So I always go to the pairs, the wheels, that they can maximize their practice time on the vocabulary I want them to practice. So this one is brilliant. This was done by this university, a professor. He's brilliant. You can just give them this page, and you can search for a word and show me. It shows it.
How.
Yeah. And show outline or not showing outline. That's not showing outline. Showing outline, you have got that. Radical,
How.
no radical, with radical.
How.
Okay, and it gives you the pronunciation and tracing.
How.
Now this is the show with
How.
London. You can trace.
How.
So the student can use the mouse to trace and then see how it goes. And then you can also delete the outline. Then they have to write from their memory to see how. So this is really great for practice, learning the character, the reading, the listening, the pronunciation, the writing, all in one place. It's fantastic. They have got other resources like the language learning sections, but that's preset for their learning needs. They are trying to working on how to make it editable by us, and they're developing that. Hopefully next year we will be able to use the other functions as well. It's just so brilliant tool to use, so easy. Copy down this link, give it to the students. When you're marking for their homework, they can do a little bit play on this. It's perfect. So oh my God, I think I ran over time. Always, I ran over time. Let me have a look at the Q&A. Oh gosh, so sorry about this. Right, questions. Yeah, can you share the link of the app's website they use? Thank you. The end of the session. Can you please go back to the slides for all link? Okay, now. Okay. I will share my screen again with the PowerPoint I have. I'm really sorry, I just ran out of time again. Easily carried away when you enjoy talking, sharing about something. Okay, share screen. So feel free to take screenshot. These are the links I'm sharing today. Just take a screenshot and play. It's very easy to get around. Next one, and the dictionary one, we have done that. And the chatter pics is you can make picture talk, which is great. Any pictures they have from family, put the words in, they can make the pictures mouth open, talking like me, and children loves it. The chairman's bow is amazing. I'm so sorry I have run out of time, didn't have time to show you the chairman's bow, but getting into it is brilliant too to use. and then email them. They will do demonstration for you. I call it one-stop shop, graded reading, and with news-based graded reading tools. It's fantastic, and it has teachers account, and you can do so much with it. Contact them, that they will give you a full illustration of how to use it. This is treasure for teachers and students. And the next page, okay, we have been through this and recording iPandarin. Again, I call it as a one-stop shop for teachers, and they're building lots of textbooks into it. I'm going to quickly show you this. Look at the curriculum they use, very UK-based curriculums, papers, past papers, and each page very interactive, very cleverly designed, and then they have everything as a teacher looking for. And with this, you can export and print the things. You don't even need a textbook anymore. It's just so fantastic. And then you can buy. I think they charge per students. And this link, they offer. Okay, this link there, which we can send it. This is my contact. Email me, rosa@wenlineducation.com. iPandarin used to they attend the language show, and then they offer trade show discount. That's where I found them. Since then, we become really good user of them, and they offer 50% trade show offer, language show offer. So email me this. I will give you their contact, and then just mention that you got the detail from the language show. They will be able to give you the discount. So I'm really sorry we ran out of time, but I hope you find this session is helpful. Yeah, okay, I can see my colleague shared that iPandarin's special offer link in the chat room. So click that link, go through there, and you will be able to get 50% offer for the trade show time, for the language show time. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. And I'm really sorry I didn't have time to show every other link, but have a play on those yourself, and you will discover that they are very practically great for assigning homework, and as well as building online assessment for your Mandarin classes. So you got my email address there. Feel free to email me if you have any questions about using any of the links, the website. I'll be more than happy to answer you. And thank you so much for your listening today. And thank you for your good comments there in the chat room. Thank you. And I wish you enjoy a lovely evening and have a great weekend. Thank you. Yes, I am sending my email address here in the chat. Okay, I shared my email address in the chat space there now. To panelists. Oh. Thank you everyone for your nice comments. I hope it's useful and stay in touch. If you have any questions, I'm very happy to discuss further with you over email.